Hey guys, it's Sean here, and today I'll be giving you guys a countdown video of my top 10 favorite Air Jordans in my collection. Whether you're someone that loves Air Jordans or you hate them, and regardless of whether you grew up in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or even the 2000s, if you are a sneaker fan, there is no denying the relevance of the Air Jordan line. Personally, Jordans are what got me into sneaker culture in the first place. So I'm an 80s baby, but I grew up in the 90s watching MJ play with the Chicago Bulls en route to his 6 championships. Of course, being one of my childhood idols, everyone wanted to be like Mike, have that fadeaway jumper, and of course have the shoes. Taste in sneakers are bound to change over time, myself included, but regardless, over the past 10 years, Air Jordans have still remained a constant in my shoe collection. So with all that said, let's start off the list with number 10, and we have the Air Jordan 11 in the Space Jam colorway. The Jordan 11 is one of my favorite silhouettes in the entire Jordan line, so when they announced that they're bringing back the Space Jams last year, I knew for a fact that I had to get my hands on these. With this black and blue upper highlighted with, of course, this icy blue sole, I had no hesitation in grabbing 2 pairs for my own collection. Next up at number 9, we have the Air Jordan 12 in the Bread or Flu Game colorway. MJ wore these en route to his 5th NBA title, and he made this colorway specifically so iconic because this was a shoe that Jordan wore during Game 5 where he was sick with food poisoning and he was still able to will the Bulls to a victory. Needless to say, I was very excited when Jordan Brand released these once again last year, true to its OG form. Next up at number 8, we have the Air Jordan 1 in the Royal colorway. These released again this year after a very limited drop back in 2013. As far as Jordans go, while I typically prefer my Jordans to be in the white, red, and black color scheme, these Royals are a beautiful exception to that rule. Next up on my list at number 7, we have the Air Jordan 11 in the Bread colorway. As I just mentioned earlier, I love my Jordans in black, white, and red, so having this color scheme on a Jordan 11 is a recipe for success. I find these Bread 11s to look so clean and so sleek, and I do prefer how the outsole is red because this kind of prolongs the life of the shoe as it doesn't yellow as much over time. Moving on to number 6 on my list, we have the Air Jordan 4 in the white cement colorway. These released early last year during All-Star Weekend, of course featuring the Nike Air branding. These were one of the most anticipated Jordan retros for me personally, and I was so happy when they finally released them back in its OG glory. Moving on to number 5, we have the Air Jordan 1 in the Bread colorway. These released last year in remastered form. So while I have a pair of the 2013s, when they announced that they're bringing these back with the right height and with premium leather, this is a no-brainer to pick up. The Bread ones are arguably the most iconic colorway of the Jordan 1 model, and that says a lot. Moving on to number 4, we have the Air Jordan 1 in the Chicago colorway. This right here, is my personal favorite colorway of the Jordan 1. Something about this with the color blocking of red, white, and black just sets it off for me, and as I grew up thinking about the Jordan 1, this was a colorway that came to mind. So here we are with my top 3. So kicking it off at number 3, we have the Air Jordan 11 in the Concord colorway. This one right here is my favorite Jordan 11 of all time. So there's something about this colorway how it just so contrasting with this white mesh upper with this black patent leather. It just makes it so unique and so iconic in footwear history. So even beyond just Jordans, when you think of sneakers and how they shaped the culture, the Concord 11s is right up there on that list. Unfortunately, with icy soles and over time, they are bound to yellow, so I am waiting for Jordan Brand to bring these back out once more. Coming in at number 2 with the Air Jordan 3 in the black cement colorway. This one right here is from 2011, and this is by far the most beat up Jordan that I own in my collection. The Black Cement 3 is just a beautiful sneaker with this black leather upper and this elephant print all over. It is truly a sneaker that I consider to be a must-have for sneaker collectors everywhere. Fortunately, these are slated to release once again next year with, of course, the Nike Air branding. So definitely sign me up for 2 if not 3 pairs. So last but not least, my all-time favorite Air Jordan goes to the Air Jordan 3 in the white cement colorway. So this shoe is what I call my personal grail. A lot of people use that term grail very loosely these days, and for me honestly, if I had to choose just one shoe to keep out of all the hundreds of shoes in my collection, this is the shoe right here. There's something about this that makes this, to me, just the perfect sneaker with this white leather upper, the elephant print, the hits of red and black, and of course the Nike Air on the back. This to me is sneaker perfection personified. So while I have quite a few pairs of these back in storage, if they announce that they're bringing these back again next month, I'd be first in line waiting to grab my hands on another fresh pair. So there you have it guys, this is my top 10 favorite Jordans in my entire collection. This was by no means an easy task, whittling down the list to 10. There's a lot of shoes I had to leave out, things like the True Blue 3, my OVO 10s, my Black Toe 1s, those things I also love, but I just don't love them quite enough to make the list. Let me know in the comments down below what do you guys think of my list and what your personal favorite Jordan is. As you can tell, I'm a fan of the original colorways of Jordans, but hey, if you're a fan of retro plus colorways like the Cos 4s or the off-white ones, all the more power to you. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give me that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. You can also find me on my Instagram. You can find me there at SGO8. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in my next video.